Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS producer Sydney Bowles, BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanak, Robert Paris and John Vias, Peter Brown with the weather, Gretchen Carey with the community calendar, and Anthony Matos with sports. Thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with some sad news. Richard J. Kelly has passed away. Dick was a visionary, another visionary in Burlington real estate. He was one of the original developers along Mall Road, on the north side of Mall Road, also on the east side of South Bedford Street. Those buildings are his. He was also involved in philanthropy in a number of different ways as a Rotarian. Also, along with Bob Murray, they donated the senior citizen wing at the center school. We don't have more burial information at this point, but we'll have a complete workup on Dick's career next week. We begin with local elections, where the deadline to return papers has passed and the ballot has been finalized. Voters will have a chance to vote in contested select board, school committee, planning board, housing authority, and moderator votes, as well as contested races for most town meeting precincts. How unusual. The local election is April 6th, but that's not the first time Burlington voters will head to the polls. That's because the Massachusetts presidential primary is on Tuesday, March 5th. Early in-person voting will be open from February 24th to March 1st at the town clerk's office during regular business hours. The polls will be open on Election Day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The working group tasked with figuring out how Burlington will comply with the state-mandated MBTA Communities Act has made some significant progress. This May, town meeting members will vote on language designated by right multifamily zoning parcels overlaying existing multifamily housing at Beacon Village and several other apartment complexes in town. Lord Byron Apartments was not included. The working group also selected an area of Mall Road near the Coles Plaza that could be developed into mixed-use multifamily housing. The parcels were chosen to meet the mandatory 50 acres designated in the 2021 law, but also to create the lowest likelihood of change in the community. If town meeting does not approve the warrant article, Burlington could lose access to millions of dollars of grant funding. It's interesting to note that Milton, the town of Milton, did exactly that in rejecting the state mandate. The Sculpture Park Subcommittee has revealed the look of the pig statues that are coming to Town Common this summer. The pigs will be given to businesses and nonprofits for a donation of between $800 and $2,000 and will be designed and painted to celebrate the businesses and industries that make Burlington shine. For a $2,000 donation to the Sculpture Park, businesses get a full-size pig, either sitting or standing, and for a donation of $800, nonprofits and businesses with 10 or fewer people can get miniature pigs or piglets of their own. The project is intended to raise money for the Sculpture Park and help bring residents and the business community closer together. A grand unveiling is planned for June 22nd. Prior to that, the statues will be installed and covered up. You might even say that they be pigs in blankets. Sydney, you got to stop surprising with those. Speaking of the Sculpture Park, they have a call out for a new round of sculptures. They look for sculptures that the town will lease for about 2 years. Entries from artists will be judged by the Sculpture Committee with advice from the New England Sculptures Association. Sculptures are expected to be delivered around June of this year. The Board of Health received a grant last year to further study environmental contamination along Cambridge Street, and they held a community forum this week to announce their findings. Sydney Bowles has this report.
The Board of Health has known about environmental contamination at 179 Cambridge Street and 18 Terry Ave for some time, but a grant from the Mass DEP meant they had money to look into it more deeply. On Wednesday, February 21st, experts from the firm Geoengineers shared their findings.
So this figure here kind of shows the disposal site. The white dashed line shows the disposal site, what we call a disposal site boundary.
At At one site, contamination is believed to have come from a former dry cleaners. At the other, the source of the contamination is unclear. Experts say the property owners worked quickly to install filtration systems when they learned about the contamination, so there's no current risk to human health. Susan Bader conducted the study.
The work being done out there right now is on track, and it's in line with the regulations, and they're doing things to make sure that there's not exposure to people in those buildings, whether they're the commercial or industrial buildings, or and then knowing that we don't anticipate groundwater flow toward the residential areas, so again, no impacts there. Based on the groundwater results, then they said we need to look at indoor air, and that's when then they realized they had, the indoor air problem. More work has to be done at 18 Terry Avenue, and that's totally fine. That's, they anticipate doing that. They plan to do that. That site, there's a lot going on out there, and it's a relatively new site. First opened up in 2020, I believe it was. So lots more work needs to be done, but nothing is concerning.
The Board of Health has been working to clean up Burlington now for 4 decades. Some communities are just discovering that they have problems, and we've known for a very long time. There is full visibility here, that when we find something, we tell people about it. We tell what we're doing to make it better.
From Grandview Farm, I'm Sydney Bowles.
The comment period is open for the Windview Heights 2 senior housing development. The project won the approval of the Select Board during a friendly 40B process, which means the development, which has a significant number of affordable units, only needs the approval of the state and the Zoning Board of Appeals. But some residents have opposed the project. Sarah Cawley, a town meeting member who is now running for the Select Board, led a successful effort to submit an opposition letter from the town meeting. She said she's concerned, among other things, about the grade and the curve of the access road. Here she is.
I guess from my perspective, yeah, the access road is huge, but the development itself as a whole, where it is on top of that hill and the effect that it could have on the surrounding area, the blasting that needs to take place, that's huge too.
Details on where to send a comment to the state can be found on our website at bcattv.org. If the state approves the process after the 30-day comment period, Burlington Zoning Board of Appeals will be able to make adjustments to the plans or deny it entirely under the safe harbor provisions. The sheriff serving Middlesex County, Peter Katusian, has been named the 2023 Sheriff of the Year by the Major County Sheriffs of America, or MCSA. The award was presented during the MCSA's Winter Conference in Washington, D.C. earlier this month. The MCSA is a professional law enforcement association comprised of the largest sheriff's office in the U.S., with members representing over 30 million Americans. Separately, the sheriff was also appointed as vice chair of the advisory board of the Council of State Governors Justice Center. Congratulations, Peter Katusian. 2024 is a leap year, which means next Thursday, February 29th, the date we haven't seen since 2020. Some have designated the date a Leap of Kindness Day and call on everyone to do what they can to be kind on 29th. Well, how about being kind all year? Here in Burlington, the area of Chamber of Commerce is using the Leap of Kindness Day to support the food pantry, People Helping People. All around town, you'll see donation boxes collecting non-perishable food to the pantry, and on February 29th, BACC members will be on hand at the pantry to help unload donated goods. According to its website, People Helping People currently needs bags or boxes of mashed potatoes, peanut butter and jelly, granola bars and kids snacks, condiments, salad dressings, coffee, dish soap, and toilet paper. A new business in Burlington is offering a high-tech solution to wellness, IV drips. Tad Stefanek has more.
At the My Salon Suites, at the shops at Simons Park, resides The IV Hub.
We have a few offerings. We do medical weight loss. We've treated over 500 patients since May of 2022 with very good results. The pharmacies we use for any of our products are USA-based. They use FDA-approved ingredients, and these pharmacies are inspected by the FDA. We also do IV hydration therapy. Any IV that we offer, we make sure as best we can that it has research behind it on why it's a good thing to offer. We also offer vitamin C for cancer patients. That's one of the things that we've started offering in the last year. Cancer patients like high-dose vitamin C. It's not a cancer cure, but like an add-on to something they're already doing. With their oncologist permission, if they're getting chemo, then with the oncology permission, we can give them high-dose vitamin C.
The IV Hub has an array of offerings, including weight loss.
Skinny Drip has amino acids and B complex. Both of those burn fat and give you energy, and then that's paired with like a lipo-mino shot, which is a fat-burning shot, and then you get a free B12 shot with that package. We go above and beyond for customers. We recently had some special requests. We've gone above and beyond with contacting different pharmacies. We always want to make sure that we can help you if no one else can.
From the IV Hub, I'm BNews reporter Tad Stefanak.
What if there was a safe place to go if you were feeling lonely and needed a friend? Well, Fox Hill Elementary School now has just that. John Villa says more.
There's a new bench located inside the entrance of Fox Hill Elementary School. While grade school can be difficult and challenging for most children, the Buddy Bench was created by Burlington Breakfast Rotary, known as a friendly small but mighty club in Rotary District 7930. The bench serves as a safe spot for kids to sit together and help one another through tough times.
Rotary International has been making a difference in the world for about 120 years, and every year Rotary International comes up with a theme. This year the theme is create hope in the world.
Buddy benches were invented to combat loneliness and bullying in school. Sometimes they are called as friendship benches also, where people can sit and students can sit on that when they need a friend to talk, or they want to play with somebody, or they are just feeling lonely.
Breakfast Rotary President Darshana Takar believes that when kids practice the skill of opening up about their feelings, it'll make for a happier growth development.
So this is a safe place, and people of all ages and cultures can share their achievements as well as open up to any of the life challenges they are facing. And a seed is sown when the child is young, so if they start practicing that when they are young enough, then it's a big way to go.
And the faculty of Fox Hill couldn't be more happier with their new source of positive encouragement.
It's been here a very short time, but it's been very popular in the short time that it's been here. In the mornings, in the afternoon, I often see kids sitting here chatting. Sometimes there's someone alone and someone comes up and sits next to them and they start having a conversation. It's great to see, and it's a great resource for our community. While it's still winter, I'm not sure if we're going to keep it here in the lobby or maybe put it outside. We're still deciding. We'll decide that in the spring, but it has been a very generous and kind addition to our school.
From Fox Hill Elementary School, this is John Villas for BNews.
The Asian American Playwright Collective and the Burlington Players are putting on an exciting collaboration at the Park Playhouse. The Dragonfly Plays, 3 short plays by local playwrights, each exploring identity, cultural significance, and the illusions we create for ourselves and others. Robert Paris paid them a visit.
3 short theatrical productions are being performed at the Burlington Players called The Dragonfly Plays, which is a collaboration with the Asian American Playwright Collective.
There was a slot in Burlington Players season that fell vacant, and they reached out to us to see if we wanted to fill that slot. And so we got together, the AAPC got together, and we submitted a proposal, and Burlington Players very graciously accepted. So they're co-producing us here.
Director Michelle Goulion describes To Green Valley and Don't Fence Me In.
We have 3 plays written by local playwrights, different perspectives on the Asian American Pacific Islander experience. The first one I'll say is a love story. The second one is about siblings experiencing the Japanese internment camp. And the third one, I'm going to let Dev Luthra, who wrote and is in that play, that one-person show.
It's called Secret Asian Man. Let's see, my father is of Indian descent, but he was born in Africa. My mother is European, so it's a play about being raised in 2 cultures.
Everyone on the crew is looking forward to an exciting night as the collaborators will perform for the first time together.
It's easy to see, just watching audiences during performances, what resonates with them. What stories, what characters, what relationships.
We've rehearsed the plays independently, so I'm really looking forward to getting to know them and to supporting them as they will support me in our run of performances.
For more details, go to burlingtonplayers.com. From the Park Playhouse, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
For the first time this March, Burlington will have a Palm Sunday procession, a collaboration between the United Church of Christ and St. Mark's Episcopal Church. The parade will travel 7 miles, travel 0.7 miles up Bedford Street from St. Mark's to the UCC, where procession goers will be treated to baked goods and socializing. The parade will even feature a miniature horse to commemorate Jesus' entry into Jerusalem. Palm Sunday is March 24th this year. According to UCC Pastor Andrew Harris, people of all faiths and no faith at all are welcome to participate. It was a big week for Burlington winter sports teams making division and state championships. Let's check in with Anthony Matos for the details.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony Matos and this is the Weekly Sports Report. Boys basketball are Middlesex League champs after the 70-55 win over Stoneham on February 15th. The team will have a scrimmage game with North Andover on February 22nd before the playoffs. Updates next week. Girls basketball finished the season 3-17 with a win over Stoneham 53-44, a loss to Malden Catholic 48-36, and a 67-18 loss to Acton Boxborough. Seniors graduating from the team are forwards Ria Gandhi, Taylor Pavo, and student manager Kira Strelozzi. Both hockey teams are Middlesex League champs as well. Girls ice hockey finished the season at 17-1-2 in their final 3 games. Burlington defeated Wellesley 3-2, Wakefield 8-1, and we were there for the final regular season game. Let's go to the highlights.
As the regular season winded down, girls hockey competed with Wellesley. In the first period, the girls scored 3 goals, one by Emma Steiner, one by Caitlin Tremblay, and Shay McDonald. McDonald scored 1 more goal in the second. The Devils' defense finished out the rest of the periods by keeping Wellesley scoreless. 4-0 was your final. Burlington.
Before the MIAA tournament, they will have a scrimmage match at Boston Latin on February 24th. The boys finished the year at 11-8-3 with wins over Wakefield 2-1 and Wilmington 3-1. The Ed Cahoon tournament was this past week, and for more, we go to the highlights.
The 31st Ed Cahoon tournament was down at the BIP, with Burlington facing Medford in the first round. In the first period, both teams tied, with Daniel Crossman scoring the first goal for the Devils. Just a minute and a half into the second period, Aiden Shanahan broke the tie for Burlington 2-1. James Gordon scored back-to-back goals for the Devs 4-1. Medford got another goal in the second and 2 more in the third, but in the end, Burlington held on to win it 4-3. In the championship round of the Cahoon, Burlington took the face-off with Framingham. The entire game was scoreless until the third period, when Framingham got past Burlington goalie Camden Shanahan for the win, 1-0.
Freshman swimmer Shea Woodbury came in 25th place out of 27th in his 100-yard backstroke with a time of 1 minute exactly at the MIAA State Championship meet on February 17th. Woodbury has been a great addition to the team, and we look forward to seeing what he can accomplish in the future. Girls varsity gymnastics will be at Algonquin High School for the MIAA Sectionals Tournament on February 24th. Updates next week. At the Reggie Lewis Center, the girls and boys track teams competed in the MIAA D3 Track and Field Championship meet on the 17th. A number of athletes were the top finishers, just to name a few. Sophomore Ryan Brooks set a new school record in the long jump at 22 feet and 1 inch. Senior Colin Irwin came in second place at 1 minute and 23 seconds in the 600-meter run. Rohan Duda and Krish Almeida came in both finished in 5th place. Judah had a time of 2 minutes and 39 seconds in the 1,000-meter run, and Almeida clocked in at 4 minutes and 31 seconds in the mile. The boys finished in 3rd out of 30 teams. As for the girls, Hope Hannafin finished in 1st place in the 600-meter run with a time of 1 minute and 38 seconds. Charlize Collins came in 1st in the long jump at 17 feet and 7 inches. You can check out the full results at the following website. Members from each of the teams will compete in the Meet of Champions on February 24th. Red Devil Wrestling athletes Ian Larson, Tyler Vadney, and J.C. Carroll compete in the D2 State Tournament on the weekend of February 17th. In the 165 pounds match, Ian Larson lost by his decision of 7-1 against Westfield High's Yuri Kuzmichev. Vadney took the mat for the 285 weight class against Agawam High's Dominic Turgi. The match ended in a forfeit. J.C. Carroll forfeited in a match with Woburn's Racia D'Souza in the 114 weight class. D'Souza was declared the winner. For more Red Devil action, go to peacattv.org/sports and check out our Twitter page at BNEWS Sports. That's all for now. I'm Anthony Matos. Back to you guys in the studio.
Looks like a pretty cold weekend ahead. Let's turn to weatherman Peter Brown for more, and stay tuned for your community calendar with Gretchen Carey.
Well, hello everyone, this is Peter Brown with extra weather for the next 7 days. Here we are heading in towards the last week of February. You know, it's hard to believe that meteorological spring begins next Friday, March 1st. So that's some great news. We are certainly heading out of the dead of winter right now. But starting our period on Friday, we're going to be seeing temperatures about average for this time of the year. Our highs at this time of the year getting in towards the end of February should be in the low 40s. That's about where we're going to be. As we get in towards the end of next week, look at this, February 29th. We don't really have too many records on file for official February 29th since they only happen once every 4 years. So we're going with the averages and records of March 1st here. So temperatures again should be in the mid-40s at this time of the year. And of course, as we get closer and closer to the official start of spring, which is on March 19th, our length of day keeps getting longer and longer. It's actually getting bright out there when you're heading out to work early in the morning, and the sun is still up when you're coming home. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at what the Climate Prediction Center is calling for us in terms of temperatures and precipitation for the next 7 to 10 days or so. And looking at our temperature map, they're expecting us to have a fairly good chance of above average temperatures. I'm seeing that as well, especially as we get in towards the start of next work week through the end of next work week. Looks like, unfortunately, we're going to have a pretty frigid weekend again, but thereafter that warm air is going to come back into here. Now, looking at our precipitation chances, looks like we're going to be seeing chances of above average precipitation. Not quite seeing too much of that right now. We're going to have to see if most of that may come along with a very strong cold front that we think is going to be passing through the area early next Thursday morning. That could bring us some heavy showers and maybe even some thunderstorms as we end out February. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at those 7 days of weather coming up. And again, starting out our period on Friday, starting out your weekend, we're going to be seeing some steadier, maybe light rain in the morning on Friday, thereafter followed by just some light showers and temperatures cooling actually throughout the day. We're probably going to see that high of 43 early in the morning and thereafter tailing down to the 30s as we go through the rest of the day as the skies clear up. Now, Saturday and Sunday, it is going to be pretty chilly out there. Going to be kind of breezy, especially on Saturday. Temperatures only in the low 30s, going to have a feel of real midwinter out there. Temperatures will feel like they're in the teens. Very chilly morning getting up on Sunday. Cool weather continues on Sunday, with highs only in the mid-30s, but after that, the threat of some showers comes in for each day next week, but the temperatures start to warm considerably. By the time we get into Monday, temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, and by the time we get to Wednesday, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some areas around the Burlington area reaching into the low 60s maybe. And thereafter on Thursday, again, we're going to see that powerful cold front come through. A morning high again, probably in the low 40s, and then cooling us way back down to the 20s probably by the afternoon on Thursday. But it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any snow in this forecast coming up, maybe just a little bit of mixed flurries on there this Friday morning. Other than that, for you winter lovers, looks like we're missing out on snow again. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather, and have a great week.
Hi, I'm Amy Poehler, and you're watching BCAT. Go Red Devils!
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your Community Calendar. On February 27th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., the Made in Burlington store will be having a St. Patrick's Wine and Sign workshop. Pre-registration is required. For more information and to register, go to the following website. On February 29th from 6 to 8 p.m., Exit Premier Realty will be hosting Cocktails for a Cause for Relay for Life. For more information about the event, go to the following website. On March 6th, the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having a trip to the Andy Cooney Irish Celebration at the Danvers Sport Yacht Club. For more information about the event, go to the following website. For more community calendar events, go to bcattv.org, burlingtonpubliclibrary.org, and burlingtonrecreation.org. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your Community Calendar.
As we do every week, we finish with a photo sent in by a member of the community. Steve Morin shared this image from his recent trip to Boston. He says it's an early sign of spring along the Charles. Thank you, Steve. If you have a photo you'd like to see featured here, email it to us at bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. We also feature it in the daily newsletter. And finally, a couple of points of pride this week. Next Wednesday, February 28th, Burlington is celebrating its 225th anniversary. If you can, go ahead and stop by the Grandview Farm between 3 and 7 p.m. for cake and celebrations and a chance to vote on student designs for a custom I Voted sticker. And lastly, BCAT family is very sad to be losing our production coordinator, John Vias, whose reporting you have no doubt enjoyed on this very program over the years. John has been with BCAT for more than 7 years. He's helped community members create their own TV shows and podcasts, and he's taught generations of Burlington students all there is to know about making TV. We wish John the very best in his next chapter. I'm Phil Gallagher. This is BNEWS Weekly. Thank you for joining us.